Welcome to the third episode of Before You Play in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, where I will be teaching you the very basics of each playable character in the game. In this series, we will be covering the character's basic kit, their skills cooldown and duration, their openers and combos, as well as some tips and tricks for your convenience. Each episode we will talk about different characters until we cover them all. We will have a separate video for the best in slots and best build for each character soon. For this episode, we will talk about Charlotta, the cutest menace in the game. This guide is requested from the comments section in the MC guide. Charlotta's small height doesn't stop her from dealing huge damages, and her kit is pretty simple to understand. She is very easy to pick up compared to other characters. Let's start off with her kit. Charlotta's main damage is from her basic attack. Charlotta benefits from hitting enemies repeatedly with her basic attack and her skills. Whenever you hit enemies repeatedly with both her basic attack and skills, her sword starts to glow. This indicates that her damage and attack speed is significantly increased. Once her sword starts glowing, you can unleash a non-stop barrage of basic attack, perfect for hitting enemies until they drop. You can also continue your barrage after dodging. Simply spam your basic attack after a dodge. However, moving after dodging will immediately cancel your barrage. Using skills will instantly make her sword glow. This also indicates that the skill's damage is greatly increased and you can do basic attack barrage after the skill. Charlotta's special attack is called Noble Strategy. This move vaults Charlotta in the air, giving you sets of attack. Noble Strategy can also be casted during the basic attack barrage, which makes it a combo finisher. Additionally, when casted during the basic attack barrage, Noble Strategy's damage will significantly increase. Some skills will also allow you to cast Noble Strategy afterward, and doing Link Attack also lets you instantly cast Noble Strategy. One thing for you to note is that you can dodge continuously and still use the enhanced Noble Strategy, as long as you click it immediately after repositioning with dodge. Casting Noble Strategy allows you to use Power Strike attack. Power Strike varies depending on which button you will be clicking. Using basic attack on Power Strike will make Charlotta do a multi-hit spinning attack, which is very useful against huge bosses. While clicking special attack button will result to a dive attack that deals a big single damage useful for smaller enemies. If you did not cast Power Strike during the vault, Charlotta will instead attack with Noble Strategy, swiping enemies 3 times as she falls down. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can dodge mid-air before casting Power Strike. Additionally, Noble Strategy can parry an attack if timed properly. Timing her jump is very important to successfully parry an attack. Noble Strategy is very useful to keep your combos continuous by parrying an attack instead of dodging to safety. Remember, only the vault of Noble Strategy can parry an attack. Doing Power Strike leaves you vulnerable to interruptions. Now that Charlotta's kit is fully explained, let's head on to her skills. Overall, Charlotta have 8 skills, with 4 damaging and 4 utility skills. Let's talk about her damaging skills, with Shining Onslaught on first. Shining Onslaught is a skill that rolls Charlotta on her way to the enemy, dealing multiple hits and inflicting enemies hit with def reduction of 15%. This skill is good for gap closing and starting your basic attack barrage. The debuff lasts for 20 seconds and the cooldown of the skill is 30 seconds. The next skill in line would be Sword of Lumiel. This skill is similar to your basic attack barrage. However, the longer you hold the skill, the stronger it becomes. After releasing the button, Charlotta then leaps into the air to perform a smashing attack. And after the smash attack, you can chain it to Noble Strategy. This is a very strong DPS skill that you can hold for 5 seconds and has a cooldown of 50 seconds. The next in line would be Holy Ladder. Charlotta leaps in the air to perform series of ranged slashes. After that, you can chain a Power Strike to dash towards your target easily. This skill is good when engaging far enemies as you can instantly close the gap by using Power Strike. Additionally, the leap can also parry enemy attacks if timed properly. The skill's cooldown is 20 seconds. The last damaging skill is Rising Cut. Charlotta readies her sword to parry an attack. After counter-attacking, you can chain it to a combo finisher by clicking your special attack, which can be chained to a power strike. The parry window for this move is 3 seconds and the skill has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Now that we are done with damaging skills, let's head on to her utility skills, with Conics Shield at first. This skill grants Charlotta and nearby allies with 50% damage cut buff, which lasts for 20 seconds. A very helpful skill for more survivability. The skill's cooldown is 1 minute and 30 seconds. The next skill would be Valiant Stance, a self-attack buff of 30% that increases over time up to 120%. However, when Charlotta gets hit by an attack, the whole buff will immediately disappear. The build-up for the buff takes 10 seconds per 30% increase, up to max of 120% increase for a total of 30 seconds build-up time. And the buff lasts for 1 minute and 5 seconds, including the build-up time. The skill's cooldown is 1 minute and 30 seconds. The next utility skill that Charlotta have is Sacred Charge. Similar to MC, Charlotta can redistribute her SBA gauge to her allies party-wide. This is good only if you can build your SBA gauge very fast. The skill's cooldown is 60 seconds. Lastly, we have Invincible, a self-buff that grants Charlotta invincibility for 15 seconds. This is best combined with Valiant Stance to help you build up your buff. The skill's cooldown is 2 minutes. Now that we are done with the skills, let's head on the next part. And since she don't have much combo, let's call this section as her combat section. For reference, I'll be referring to square or left click as basic attack and triangle or right click as special attack. Since Charlotta's kit doesn't heavily rely on combos, we will mix this section with important parts that you can chain on her attacks, gap closer moves, and everything you need to know in combat for her. The first combo you can do is the basic attack barrage. This is executed by 3 basic attacks followed by spamming your basic attack. This combo is Charlotta's standard damage output, and you can also dodge mid-barrage to reposition yourself and still continue the barrage by simply spamming your basic attack after the dodge. During the barrage, you can immediately press your special attack for Noble Stance move, which can be chained to Power Strike. This move is very important since I mentioned earlier that you can parry with Noble Stance. Make sure to utilize the Noble Stance as much as you can for parrying. Another combo you can do with Charlotta is the Skip Hop combo. To execute, do 3 basic attack, but on the 3rd basic attack input, immediately dodge to cancel the animation, followed by basic attack and immediately press special, to be followed with your Power Strike. This move skips 1 animation of basic attack, which makes reaching Noble Strategy faster. Additionally, this combo is good for repositioning and is also a good way to close gap since you can immediately strike with an enhanced Noble Strategy attack. Another variant of the Skip Hop combo is to do 4 basic attack, then dodge, then quick follow-up of special attack for the enhanced Noble Strategy. The first variant is faster since you are skipping the 3rd basic attack animation, but can be hard to execute. Instead, doing the second variant is easier but a bit slower compared to the first variant. And since we are already talking about cancelling animations, you can do the similar thing to your normal attack barrage combo. Do 3 basic, but on the 3rd basic input, immediately dodge, then continuously spam your basic attack. This way you are 1 second faster into heading to your basic attack barrage. Lastly, a gap closer for her would be the Noble Dash. To execute this, simply do 1 special attack, then press basic attack for the gap closing move. This combo, or opener, has a good coverage for gap closing, and if the distance is a bit far, you can add dodge after a special attack, then quickly press basic attack for a longer coverage. Now for the last part, tips and tricks. One thing to keep in mind when playing Charlotta is that you can always reposition yourself with the dodge. Never hesitate to dodge to reposition or to avoid imminent attacks from enemies, as you can still continue your barrages or head straight to Noble Stance after dodging. Charlotta is a very nimble character and has access to different ways on closing gaps with enemies. Never run towards the enemies, instead use her gap closers to approach enemies with a bang. Lastly, Charlotta has access to parries. Make sure to practice using her noble stance to parry an attack, or use her rising cut skill to counter an attack. Playing Charlotta means delivering devastating attack while staying alert for defensive measures, so start practicing how to parry to bring out most of your damage. And that's all for Charlotta in this video. She is a very simple character to pick up and she don't have any complicated combos and timings to do. It's all button mashing and hitting enemies until they die. It's very simple to understand. I hope this video helped you understand Charlotta even better, together with the gap closers to help you with your button mashing journey with Charlotta. I'll be working on the next guide, so if you have a character request, don't hesitate to comment it down below. Be sure to subscribe to be updated on the next character guide that I'll be uploading. See you on the next episode. Bye!